Hey everyone, my name is Latasha. I am co-founder of 22nd in Tech, an IT consulting and brand design firm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. This mini training workshop is a part of our Google Workspace training series, which is something new that we're doing here at 22nd in Tech. This specific training will teach you how to use Google's calendar and create a shared calendar that can integrate with other users' Google calendars. So, thank you in advance for attending, and we will get right into it. So the first thing you want to do is open your Google Workspace Google Calendar. Once you open your Google Calendar, on the left-hand side, towards the bottom, you'll see a list of calendars that you currently have. And what you want to do is click on the plus to create a new calendar. After you click on the plus to create a new calendar, it brings you to a window to name your new calendar. And you can name your calendar any name that you choose. For this example, I'm just going to name it Test Content Holiday Calendar. In the description, you can put a brief description of the calendar. So I'll just type this in here. Okay, and then you can choose your time zone. This should probably be the time zone that you are actually in, regardless of where you're sharing it out to. Just gives the individual viewing the calendar a more clear view of, the schedule time zone. At the bottom, once you hit Create Calendar, you should see Configure. You can click on that. And once you click on Configure, it's going to bring you to your list of calendars and the settings for the new calendar that you created. Now, if you have other calendars selected, go ahead and unselect those calendars just so you don't get confused when you start entering in your dates, your events. You can also change the colors with this color palette here. But for now, we'll leave it and we'll click on Settings. In the settings, you'll be able to determine what you want the settings to be. If you want to not show any invitations in this particular calendar. And keep in mind, this is a separate calendar from your main calendar that you use in your organization or your business. Okay, this is what we call a shared calendar. So whatever you want the shared calendar to be accessed to, that's how you're going to make the decisions on how to set up your settings. Under this permissions, if you're using a Google Workspace for Business, I would definitely check the box, make available to public if you're going to share it with individuals outside of your organization. And I would leave the setting at See All Event Details. Okay, and if you want to share it with specific people and you have their email addresses or their information, then you can, do that by clicking Add People. If you want notifications to be sent for any events that are added to the calendar, you can add those settings here by clicking on Add Notification, and they will email. The emails will be sent whenever those notifications are sent. It'll be emailed to the people that have access to the calendar. Same goes with all day events. And then you can specify what events you want want the individuals to be notified about. So if there are new events and you want them to be notified, say you do a content calendar for your, the people that you gave a freebie to. If you add new events to it, then they'll get a notification for new events. If you change any events on the calendar, they can get email notifications about those changes. So say you had Rainbow Day, right? And in the description you had, some spelling errors, and you made the correction and you want them to be notified. You make those changes, and when those changes are saved in your calendar, they can be emailed about those changes. If you don't want them to be notified, you can just leave them at none. If you cancel events from your calendar or holidays, same goes for that. Now, this is where they can integrate the calendar into or you can. So if you want to put it on your website and you just want to embed it, these are the links that you would use for that, where it says integrate calendar. Now, you can share this calendar either in Gmail format or in iCalendar format. iCalendar is Apple devices. So for other, like Microsoft, I don't know if they will work. I don't like Microsoft Outlook. I don't know if it's going to work with Yahoo. But, if you're sending it or sharing it, like say you make a lead page and you want them to have the link, you can put 2 buttons, say for Gmail calendar and then one for iCalendar, and then put the respective links in both of those buttons. So if they have either one of those types of calendars, they can choose which button to integrate the calendar into. And what will happen is, as soon as they click on it, all of those events that are on that calendar will automatically integrate into their calendar. So here we're going to do some test events. And because I'm running with the example of a content calendar, these are the type of test events I'm going to create. And again, you want to make sure that you have the correct calendar checked so that you're creating the event under the correct calendar so you don't get confused. So we're going to do create and click event. And we're going to add a title for this event. And then what we want to do is select the date that event falls on. And I'm just doing August 1st here. And you want to make sure, if it's a holiday type of thing, make sure you choose all day, okay? And you also want to make sure that you have selected that that the timing or the day is free instead of busy. Now, you don't need to use any of the Google Meet or anything like that, because this is just a holiday. So we do have it set as free. And this is so that when they add them to their calendars, it doesn't block off their calendar for those days, so that they can't, if they have their booking link or something connected to their calendar or something like that, you want to make sure that when they integrate this calendar, it does not occupy any time on their calendar if it's being used for like a content calendar. You also want to uncheck invite others and see guest lists, because it doesn't really apply for this type of use. Now, if it's an appointment that you're doing, like group coaching or something, that's going to be totally up to your discretion if you want to keep those checked. Here, I'm going to just type a description. So say, if you're a social media coach or something, and you want to give examples on what to post for this particular day, all of that good jazz can go into this section, so that when they open up this particular holiday on their calendar, it's going to tell them whatever information that you're sharing with them on your, say you're currently sharing your content calendar with a PDF or something. You can put it all in here, and you can hyperlink stuff, and you can set, make it bold, italicize, add bullets, attach files. You can really get as involved as you want to get in this description section. And you can also attach a PDF, attach an image. You can also attach a meeting notes if you're using it for group coaching. So I'm just adding in a test URL in here so you can see that you can hyperlink things in here. And if this is an annual holiday, you can click on annually on August 1st. And so every year on August 1st, they would get this notification will be on their calendar. You can also set it custom. So say it's a free calendar and you don't want them to get too much free stuff. You can set a end date. You can end it after 5 years. So because it's annually, it's 5 occurrences. But if you had like 5 weeks, it would be 5 weeks, 5 instances of 5 weeks. Am I saying that right? 5 occurrences. So after every 5 weeks, it will end. And so that's test holiday 1. And I'm going to do two more test holidays here. Okay. Again, you want to choose your date. If it's a holiday, you want to make sure that if it's an annual holiday, you're selecting the right reoccurrence and duration. You want to click on more options because you want to, again, uncheck those boxes that you don't want to apply, add your description, and then you want to save. Now, in this case, I set it for the wrong date. So this would be an example of them getting a notification that this event has changed. And I want to make sure I want to update all of the events that apply to this reoccurrence. So I'm doing this event and any following events for the following 5 years. I want those also to be updated. Now, there are situations where you won't do all of the events. Maybe it's just that one event, but that's going to be up to your discretion in the scenario. And this same process can be used for different types of events. It doesn't have to be just holidays, okay? It could be coaching sessions. It could be regular meetings that you have with maybe your team. I mean, you can use these shared calendars in any way that you need to in your organization. So we have our 3 test holidays here. And here, we can change the colors again if we want to change the colors. And they'll show up, on your calendar to differentiate what calendar they are actually attached to. And if you want to brand it with, change the color to your branded colors, if you know your hex code, pop it in there, right? You don't have to use the default colors. You can use your custom branded colors for your calendar. And so I'm just going to come back over here because I want to get the link, the shareable link. So this is the link that you would use, just in general to have people access it. And what I'm going to do is just open it in my Safari browser and see how it's showing what calendar it is. And when I click add, I am in my personal Gmail account at this point. I'm no longer in my 22nd and Tech account. And as you can see, the test holidays are now in my personal Gmail account. And see that first test holiday, all the description that's in there, it came right over. And so that is how you create a shared calendar. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked this video, definitely share this video, and also comment in the comments any of your feedback. If you want to see more videos like this, definitely, feel free to make a comment. Let us know. If you are interested in one-on-one training with how to use any aspect of your Google Workspace account for your business, feel free to visit our website, 22intech.com, and set up a VIP Tech Day. We would be happy to work with you on as many aspects of Google Workspace as you need to get you to using your technology to the fullest. So you're getting your money's worth. Okay? Thanks again, everyone.